with my reflexes on a Saturday morning. Well, it's Saturday, and this is what I've been greeted with. A whole lot of snow. Escalated very quickly. And I want to wean lambs, and I gotta wait for some snow to get moved first, so we will wait for Monty. Oof. Maybe clean this out first. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, hi sweetie, take out the feeders, like pull them up, clean them out, open this up, and what will happen is those ewes are going to crash into here and clean up any feed that these guys have pawed out of their feeders or spilt or whatever. So I do that so it is cleaned up and ready to go, and then there's no like bottleneck when I want to actually push the ewes forward. They're gonna go in this direction. I'm gonna push them from that end, and they're gonna go all the way down there, and then I'll make a path that goes right to the handling system, and the lambs will get sorted out. The ewes will come back in, and then this whole group can be together because they're all on the same feed ration. So that is the plan for today. Oh, wow. See what I mean about the rager that happens here in a sheep barn? Put a little bit of food on the ground, and this is what we get. So I'm gonna let them clean that up, and I have to get the barn across the road ready too, so I think maybe I'll get this stuff put away and then go across the road and show you how I get that barn set up too. I just finished moving these lambs. So what I did is the oldest lambs that I weaned a couple weeks ago are in here in this first half. Each feeder can feed around 70 lambs. So there's 54 in that pen, probably around 60-ish in this one, 60-ish in this one. And I am thinking around the same for the ones that I'm gonna wean. So I wanted that front pen, the one closest to the door, empty for those first ones to come in here. And that just makes it easier for me when I go to do these weaning weights early this week. They're right close to where my handling system will be, and it's just easier for logistics. I do everything in both barns based on flow. So management-wise, whatever management job I am going to do next, I need the handling system for, whether it be in this barn or that barn, I want the barn to flow to coordinate with that. And that just makes everything a lot easier. I have gum on my hand. Makes everything a lot easier for me in setup and teardown, what makes sense for flow and logistics, because sheep, it's all about how they move. All your management jobs is making their movement be the thing that helps you in whatever you're doing. So that's why I kind of set up the barn this way. I'm just setting up how I want the gates set up so they just come right off the trailer and into this pen. So I'm going to do that next. Hopefully across the road they're done kind of scouring up that feed that's on the ground, and then I'll start setting up the barn across the road to start weaning lambs. And Jess and Lauren are helping me. Jess will help me wean as long as there's a third person. And her legs are a little short to get over these gates. I gotta get my... Okay. Yes, I'm gonna get you that wolf. Entirely my doing. Wow. I couldn't do that twice. just the afternoon, and I thought I'd just come in and check on the new arrivals. They're loud. Oh goodness. They're big. Popcorn's lamb. Hi, buddy. See where Billy the kid is. Oh, he's over there. Causing trouble. Billy, what are you doing over there? Oh, goodness. What are you doing, bud? Hi. How's my boy? Are you doing good? Do you like it over here? Hey? As long as I come over here, you'll be all right. You're my baby. My baby. You look pretty good. Just keep working on the water, I think. You gonna teach everybody? You gonna teach everybody? We still gotta name you. Weaning went well, just a few issues with my reflexes on a Saturday morning. A few got away from me, a few went in the wrong way, but we figured it out pretty quick on how to get them back over. Definitely easier with help. So I'm so glad Lauren's around right now, and Jess. Carissa usually works Saturdays, that's why I planned weaning for today, but the weather has been a nightmare. It's just been dumping snow, so I wasn't surprised when she texted me last night and said, I'm stranded, I can't get out of here. So anyway, we made out fine. It's a small group. I'll be able to give you numbers. I'm going to try and wean these, take a weaning weight Monday or Tuesday, just depending on the day, and then analyze all my numbers and let you guys know what how these guys all did. So they seem to be okay. Bedded the pen up good because the most important thing when I'm drying off a ewe is that little waxy plug on the bottom of a teat. It's not there yet because they're still producing milk for a few days. So until that happens, I have to keep that litter really, really dry and bedded and clean for them. And of course, it's at the worst state right now because I just pulled out all those lambs. So it's deep and it's full. I'm praying my telehandler comes back Monday. I'd like to get these two pens cleaned out right away, as quick as I can. So that's the one thing, is mastitis management when you're drying them up. The other big priority, of course, is drying them up in a way that will prevent mastitis, which means, you know, trying to cut off that milk production as quick as possible. And for me, it's all feed related. So I am feeding Belinda's dry hay. However, it is tough to feed that hay. I only have the one cart. And when I have a big bale on it, I can't get rid of that bale in decent enough time to also alternate with bedding. And I was bedding almost every day. So it was really hard to have a bale on that. I'd have to take a half a bale off, and then you can't get that bale back on. So what we ended up doing was I ended up mixing some of that dry hay with some of my haylage, and then I can put it through the TMR and it feeds out good. So, and they've already cleaned it up, and I just fed them not too long ago. So far, incidences of mastitis haven't been crazy bad. Drying off ewes is a matter of just really reducing that feed energy and protein, so it's kind of the lowest I can get it anyway with what I have. Keeping the litter really, really clean and dry until they can develop that waxy plug. That's very, very important for bacteria to go up and infect the udder. So other than that, they will have an evaluation before I breed them. Probably 2 if I can. I like to do 2 pre-breeding evaluations, just to make sure I don't miss them, because I do miss them. However, I always seem to run out of time. So they'll get one good one for sure. These guys will be bred again already in April. So that is already in a month. So that's the one thing about having a really long lambing group. it really pushes into that next breeding group. That's why I do like using the cedar program, because I can sync their lambings. It makes it a tighter group, and then I can have a longer dry off period. I usually have 6 strong weeks of dry off, but the first ones I wean will have that 6 weeks. The second ones I wean will have a good 5 weeks. And these ones will only have about 4 weeks. So it's just that trade-off of keeping groups kind of together when they're lambing.